Well, welcome to Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live. Welcome to everybody alive. If everybody alive was interested in astrology, my life would be so happy. Not that my life isn't happy. So first things first, welcome to the solstice. It's a marker from the pagan times where they stop time to acknowledge a changing of the seasons, the light's getting less and less. It's an invitation to have the entrance into self because it's getting darker and darker. We're headed towards a new moon in Capricorn, a double Capricorn sky, which is entering Christmas, happy, merry, and all of that. The Hanukkah season is here, and it's all about the lights. The whole conversation is about there's less light in the heavens, and there is lights coming off the Hanukkah candles, and there's Christmas time to give us permission. So yes, we are really having the opportunity to prepare for 2023, which is a really exciting year. And I want to tell you that during the month of January, I am doing an immersion, and you probably all heard about this before. Last year, we did a 10-day immersion. This year, it's going to be a month long in a funny way. There's 3 facets to it. One is there's going to be a challenge presented to you. There's going to be a reframe showing you how to change some of the parts of your inner world. And the third is the actual immersion with some very significant followers of astrology that are going to be with me. So I want you to know that my job this lifetime is to facilitate the evolution of my family, which is who you are. If you're watching this right now, if you're either on Instagram Live, I'm going to do an Instagram Live in a moment, or Facebook Live. These are all like social media's attempt to give us access to sharing the good news, which is everything's changing. Where today Jupiter's in Aries, it just entered. It's going to be there until March, April. And then Pluto is going to go into Aquarius at the end of March, April, where these are major changes. Saturn enters Pisces as early as January of this year. We're going to feel February, Saturn entering Pisces. So there's 3 major shifts that are occurring in the heavens that I'd love to get you ready for. And what does that mean? It means that energy is increasing with Jupiter in Aries. There's an increase of voltage that we're going to feel as far as like male energy, get up and go. For some of you, you're going to feel like like compared to what happened during COVID, when Saturn and Pluto were in Capricorn, and then it went through Aquarius for the last 2.5 years. It's just about to shift. So I want you all to know that you have permission to prepare. And what does solstice say? But, oh, announcement, everybody, get out your good winter clothes, because now we're at the point where we're getting ready to shift. And that is what the solstice is. It's less darkness, more darkness, less light. That's not really true. I think of it as more light. Isn't that funny? Because it is a darker sky. It's going to be the shortest amount of light on the planet. And yet it feels like the season of lights, because that's the nature of what Hanukkah is about and what Christmas is about, and putting lights up everywhere. So it's a contrast. And the invitation for all of you listening to this today is, let's do it right now together. What is the shift or the level that you're going to increase with the knowing that we're at solstice? What can you introduce in preparation for the new year that will facilitate you being available and ready? So if I had to identify mine, and I've been doing this, it doesn't have to be brand new, by the way. It can be something that's a continuation of what you've started. Last year, and I encourage everyone to do this on New Year's Eve, I pick a word, and I use the word to follow me around for the whole year. But the word that I picked last year, I think I'm going to do again this year, because I don't think I got it. I kept saying all through the year, like, soon I'm going to get it, soon I'm going to get it, soon I'm going to get it. The word was patience. And I think I've done a good job. I think that I have actually increased the patience, and I don't think I've mastered it. So I'm giving myself the same word. I'm using patience, and I'm adding the word wisdom, which is another word for patience. So my 2023, in the name of this wonderful solstice day, where the leaves have all gone, the snow has covered the ground, the light is diminishing, what can I put my attention on the inside? And for me, it is the calm. What patience means for me is take a deep breath. Let's do it together. To slow down time. Let's do it together. Just slowing everything down. And then for me, wisdom, so some of you may know that I made this up, is a split word. Half of it is whiz, like I'm going to continue my masterful appetite for consciousness and awakening. But the other half of the word is dumb, wisdom. So I accept the part of me that is going to make mistakes and not get it right. And I'm going to couple these two together by being patient with myself. Now, you can steal mine. I'm absolutely generous in letting people take theirs. But in the name of the solstice, I'm going to ask you to pick a word coming up to the new year. And then in the name of the immersion, which is, here's the information. It's going to begin on January 4th. And the challenge is seeing through the eyes of love. So if you could imagine starting your new year with the intention of changing your mindset, and think of all the people in your world who aren't going to be watching the immersion or aren't interested in astrology, how welcomed they would be to start letting there be an increase of compassion as an intention. Like, think of the person that really bugs you, that has no awareness about astrology or consciousness or the solstice or the light, and they irritate your system because they're so foreign to you. And then you start applying compassion and love. This is part of what I did every single day during President Trump's presidency. I made a very conscious effort to have compassion and to witness him with love. And I know for some of you that is easy, and for others of you, you're like, what? But seeing through the eyes of love is, and that you can do this in any country you're in. The person or the symbol or the issue that irritates your system is exactly the invitation for you to find the level of seeing through the eyes of love. So we're going to have that challenge that's going to be presented. And this is going to be a month-long exercise. And again, you can sign up on astrologicalimmersion.com. There's a link that will be shown for all of you. And you're going to get, so the first part is seeing through the eyes of love. Then there's a reframe session where you start to learn, this is the art of this lifetime. If you can reduce your mental constructs, I mean, this has liberated me completely, and I love sharing it with you. The reframe is the thing that bugs me the most about me. In fact, I'm just going to give you one of my examples. So today I did a reading for someone, which I just started doing for December. Beautiful woman. She had a beautiful chart with a grand trine in water, so that suggests compassion. But she has this very hard full moon in Capricorn that was opposite her sun, this big full moon. That's the flavor of the day, Capricorn, coming soon to your neighborhood. And she just didn't see, she couldn't see through the eyes of love. She couldn't reframe the irritation that occurs in her, the irritation that was occurring in her system. She couldn't subdue it until a counselor, an astrologer, a wisdom keeper came in and showed her a new angle to look at it. And then all of a sudden, she almost got teary and said, thank you so much for showing me my chart through the eyes of love. So this is what the immersion is. It's a month-long program. It's going to start on January. The immersion is actually January 4th to 6th. Is that true? That makes no sense, because I thought it was a whole month long, Shauna. So that's curious. But I think that's the live immersion. And there's 3 or 4 different challenges. The challenge starts with you figuring out the part that bugs you. The reframe is putting new language to it. And the immersion is being with me live time, where we will have some people speaking to you and you'll be in the room. And the last immersion we had was so magnetic and so exciting that so many people got turned on to astrology. So here on the solstice, you can do this right now. You can ask yourself, in the name of the word that you're going to pick for the new year, if there was something that you wanted to insert into your system, some kind of other level of awareness that you wanted to add, what would it be? So for me, that was patience and wisdom, as I described. You can pick a word for you. It could be joy. It could be fun. It could be patience. As I said, it could be, one year I used the word breath. Yeah, and I've been doing that ever since. I really do think if you can consciously use the solstice as a reflective time with the double sun and moon in Capricorn taking you in, to ask yourself at the deepest level, what can I do to enhance this upcoming year? It's all you. You can figure it out. So there are many events in the month of January, and it starts on January 4th, and you can sign up at, I want to say www, but it looks like there's a link, http, and then the / astrologicalimmersion.com, and theirs will be the link for you to get it. So, seeing through the eyes of love. Seeing through the eyes of love. If I could just spend my whole life seeing through the eyes of love, which is why I'm secretly a photographer, and then you're going to get a 3-part series of a video to discover your quirks and your idiosyncrasies that drive you crazy and how to reframe them, because we all have them. Raise your hand if you have an ego. Oh, look, everyone's raising their hand. There's no one in this chat room that doesn't have an ego. It's just how it goes here. And then the ego, by its design, comes with a lot of complaints about you, what you do wrong, what you don't look well, your body's wrong, your relationship's wrong, your status and then the ego has to be put in its seat. And that's what you're going to learn from me. And that's why I live on this planet. I want you to know why you live on this planet, what you came in to do. That's why we study astrology. And it could be just that you're here to work in your job, said the bird, giving it the best you got. You don't have to have a job or a destiny line that is Lady Gaga. I love saying her name. Lady Gaga. How did she even get that name? It doesn't have to be that. It can simply be you recalibrate your own internal nervous system during the solstice to say, I want to give myself back to me. And then you go through the immersion and you take the challenge and the reframe, and then you come and sit with us. And all of a sudden people have said, someone told me the other night at dinner that she was going through the hardest point of her life. And during this immersion, everything softened, because what I'm asking you to do in the name of seeing through the eyes of love is to pretend that there's nothing wrong, that you're human, and you're doing this funny thing called, I'm so scared because I feel like something's wrong with me. And then I get to say to you, excuse me, can I just tell you that astrology had your best interest when they made that chart, and there was an assignment that you were given, and I can help discern it in detail. And then you, by taking this class and learning astrology, can come to peace. And then I've done my job, brought compassion to the world. Okay, so here we are. This was Facebook Live. There's a 5-day immersion, January 30th. That's what I was looking for. The 5-day immersion. And the first you're going to get the 5-day immersion of this deep dive into how to see through the eyes of love. And then on the 16th, there is a 3-part astrology series that comes through. That's the part that's free. And then this is all, we have a lot of Christmas gifts for you. That's the short answer. And all you have to do is sign up for the immersion. And here's the coolest thing. It will click directly onto your Gmail. So when you sign up, I don't know how it does this, but it goes right into your calendar. So there's that. And there's the registration page. Monica gave it to us. Shauna gave it to us. You guys can just sign up, and it's free. And it's a direct experience of astrology and understanding your quirks and reframing your silly parts. And I'm here to ask you, in the name of this day, today's solstice, can you pick a word that will follow you around for the next year? Okay, now the next step is I'm going to go, welcome to Monica and Shauna. I'm going to go on Instagram Live and do a live. And all of this is just me inspiring you to sign up and get a free class before the new year. You sign up now, and then you start the new year with a really good kickstart brought to you by your favorite astrologer, Debra Silverman. Okay, guys, thank you so much, everybody. Blessings to you.